Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about top 10 training mistakes that people make when they're trying to build muscle and lose body fat. So mistake number 1, using bad form or just ego lifting. So all of people, they obviously want to lift a heavier weight, do more reps, and they think that that's going to build more muscle just because they're moving more weight and doing more reps. But ego lifting usually means that you're using very bad form and just cheating. So not only it's dangerous, but it's actually not better for muscle building. And I'm going to explain why. Usually muscles, they require a longer range of motion to be stimulated 100%, and bad form usually is not going to work, is not going to stimulate the muscles that you actually want to build. Because using bad form, it's not only just cheating but also using other muscles to do the work. So stop ego lifting, stop using bad form, actually focus on doing the exercises with good form, and you're going to get a lot more gains and you won't get injured, you're going to be injury free. So that's something very important. Second muscle building mistake is training to failure on big exercises or the big movements like the bench press, for example, the barbell bench press, also the dumbbell bench press, the back squat, the front squat, deadlift, maybe even the overhead press. Most big exercises, I would say it's not a good idea. The bench press is obvious why. Taking the sets to failure is probably not very safe. Even if you have someone to look after you, it's not safe. You can get injured. That's not smart. Again, you're not going to get more gains. Okay, let's say that taking the sets to failure is better. Even if it's better and you're going to grow slightly faster, if you get injured on the bench press, for example, you won't be making any progress. So be smart, don't train to failure on these exercises. And the dumbbell bench press, again, the dumbbells, it's not a very safe exercise to take to failure, or even do a limit set. Again, a limit set, you have to leave your ego at the door. A lot of people don't, and they just push the sets to failure and they think that's a limit set. No, that's not a limit set. So again, the dumbbells, it's harder exercises compared to the barbell bench press. It's a deeper range of motion, a longer range of motion with a deep stretch. So be smart on certain exercises. It's not a good idea to take the sets to failure. The third muscle building mistake is taking sets beyond failure. Again, I'm seeing this on YouTube more often now. People taking sets beyond failure, trying to do forced reps. That's not smart. Again, it leads to more injuries, and again, it's not going to stimulate more muscle. Just because you're using help and you're doing half reps after your set and just taking the sets beyond failure, that's not going to stimulate more muscle growth, but the risk of injury goes up. So again, be smart, leave your ego at the door. I'm not a fan of just forced reps and using help. Muscle building mistake number 4 is trying to force progressive overload or trying to add weight or reps every week or just every next workout. Again, a lot of people are pushing progressive overload. They say that that's what's going to stimulate muscle growth. I can't agree with that. I believe that we have to progress over time, but it's not the progressive overload that's going to stimulate the muscle growth. It's the training close to failure that's going to make sure that the muscle fibers are fully activated and fatigued and stimulated. That's what's going to give you that growth. And obviously, if you want to be training close to failure all the time, you have to add weight or reps over time. But it's not the progressive overload, it's not the more weight on the bar that's making you grow. I can add weight every workout, but if it's a very little amount and I'm far away from failure, I'm probably not going to grow as much. And people usually do that, and they rely on ego lifting. They cheat just to make sure that they added weight to the bar, they did more reps, they just do everything, they use a shorter range of motion, and again, that's, I believe, dangerous and it leads to more injury. So be smart, be safe. You don't have to progressively overload on every workout. I would say you can use the same weight and reps for weeks, probably months. Just take this as close to failure and it's fine. Muscle building mistake number 5 is not doing the full range of motion on exercises. Again, doing the full range of motion is very important for muscle growth. If you rely on just partials, again, partials, they're going to stimulate some muscle growth, but doing the full range of motion has more muscle building potential, has more muscle growth potential. So I would say doing the full range of motion is going to lead to more gains, and it's a safer option. Because doing partials on the bench press, for example, skipping the bottom of the movement, just doing that, again, that's going to work mostly triceps, and again, it's not going to, you're not actually getting the full potential from the bench press for your triceps, because the triceps is working all the time. Yes, the chest is heavily involved in the bottom of the range of motion, but again, the triceps, it has to work all the time, just like the chest has to work at the top of the movement. And usually, let's say that you've been doing this, skipping the bottom of the movement for a very long time, and you add weight over time. Let's say that you lower the weight a little bit more this time. Your chest doesn't have the muscle mass, doesn't have the strength to actually finish the movement, so that's actually not safe. So I'd say it's a very good idea to just train the full range of motions, just to be injury free, and on top of that you get more gains. Muscle building mistake number 6 is going too heavy on exercises. Again, on some exercises you can go a little bit heavier. You can go heavy on the squat, it's fine. Obviously you have to be smart. You can go heavy on the bench press, but I see people going heavy on water raises, just too heavy, and they just use the triceps to actually do the exercise. They turn the water raise into a triceps exercise, they have to just do something. They are not very strict and they just cheat. And again, very heavy weights when you're not used to, when you don't have the muscle mass to actually lift that weight, it's not safe. I'm not a fan of just lifting way too heavy. Again, lifting too heavy, you can, on certain exercises, I'm not a fan of just doing less than 10 reps, even less than 15 reps. I don't think it's smart on water raises, for example. I feel like doing at least 15 is the best option. At least 15. On some exercises you can go heavier. And again, just going way too heavy, again you're probably going to cheat, so work your way up. Muscle building mistake number 7, I believe, is, let's see, testing your 1 rep max for no reason. I know that you want to see how strong you are, and a lot of people do that on the bench press, and I've seen a lot of videos that for no reason they test their 1 rep max on the bench press and people get injured. They add way too much weight on the bar. I've seen the videos with different lifters on YouTube, like Wary Wheels. He's very strong, and people, I don't know why, but they want to lift heavy with him and they get injured. So that's why I'm not a fan of just taking the sets beyond failure, because these people, they probably don't have the muscle mass and the training. They're probably not doing 1 rep maxes every week, and they don't have the muscle mass to move that weight that they're trying to lift, and they get injured. So if you're going to test your 1 rep max, be smart, but don't do it for no reason. If you're just trying to build muscle, you don't need to test your 1 rep max. I don't do that. I prefer to test my 10, 12 rep max, 15 rep max. At least I'm going to build some muscle, and I'm probably not going to get injured because I'm going to do it with good form. Muscle building mistake number 8 is going to be cheat curls. So a lot of people care about their biceps, and again, it's connected to the progressive overload and just taking sets beyond failure and just ego lifting. Cheat curls. People want to lift a heavier weight and they just do cheat curls all the time. Like, I'm going to show you. They're going to use their lower back and do this, just cheat the way up, and they're not really working the biceps, and on top of that, a very risky exercise, because when you're done lifting the weight up, you actually have to work the weight, and it's a heavier weight, it's more than you can handle, and usually people tear biceps. So be smart, be safe, and leave your ego at the door again. I mean, this video is all about staying injury free, it's all about building muscle, it's all about being smart. I'm all about that. Muscle building mistake number 9, short rest times. For some reason, that's something very popular for, I don't know why, but people do that. They want to finish their workouts faster, I get that, but usually very short rest times. You're weaker between the sets, on your sets, and if you take a slightly longer rest time, a slightly longer break between your sets, you see that you're a lot stronger, and that's going to stimulate more muscle growth. And the final muscle building mistake number 10 is not training hard enough leaving way too many reps in reserve. Again, just like training way too hard, people believe that they're training hard when they cheat and they do forced reps. But some people, they don't train hard enough, they leave way too many reps in reserve, and they think that they can just do crazy amounts of volume and just get the same amount of growth, but maybe you're not going to get the same amount of growth. And actually pushing the sets a little bit harder is going to lead to more gains. And that's what I did. In the past, a year ago, I was lazy, I'll be honest, and I was leaving too many reps in reserve. And now that I'm actually pushing myself harder, training harder, and I can see the muscle growth, I can see the progress finally. Obviously it's going to slow down, but that's how I'm training now. And it's working, and you can see the studies, you can see all the studies, but I don't need a study to tell me that I have to train harder to actually, hard but smart to build a lot of muscle. So thanks for watching, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, check out the rest of my videos and share, comment down below if you want to see something specific, and see you very soon.